I'm talking to the composer Christopher Theofanidis, and this season one of the pieces that we're performing of Chris's is This Dream Strange and Moving. Tell us something about the piece, Chris.
It sounds like a rather presumptuous title in some ways, but it's actually one of the first orchestra pieces I wrote. And
in the 90s?
Yes, it was from '94, and I think the first performance was in '95. And what happened was that was a year that I spent the entire year living in Paris, and was making slightly better than half-hearted attempts to learn the language. And a friend of my mother's, who was Monegasque, passed on a book of Paul Verlaine. I mean, what most people would say: look at the newspapers to learn French. But here's some Verlaine. Do the best you can. So I was looking through that book of poetry, and there was one poem that really stood out to me, and it starts with those words. I often have this dream, strange and moving, of an unknown woman who I love and who loves me, but who each time is neither quite the same nor quite another, but loves me and understands. And I, rather than take this as an absinthe-inspired mania or something, I actually kind of thought of it as a metaphor for the artistic experience and creation, so that each time you're approaching something which is slightly mysterious and but you have a relationship with that changes each time, but it's still a two-way thing that happens. And that struck me as very beautiful and kind of a poetic impulse for something. And at the time when I was working on this material, a lot of it that was coming back in terms of responding to the poetry was mysterious and kind of character and quality. And so that's the original starting point for the piece.
And what size orchestra is it written for?
It's double winds, full brass and full strings for 3 percussion. So
and it lasts approximately 8 minutes.
That's right. Yeah, it's a fairly short one movement work. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That was easy.